Hi. Hi. Am I live? Yes. Hello. Okay. What's going on here? Do you guys see me? Let me see what's going on here. Let me know if you guys can see me. Do you guys see me? Good to go? Hello. Hi. Is it let me see. Let me go back on YouTube 1 second, guys, because hold on. Oh, it's doing this. Oh, okay. Let's see. Do you guys see me? Because I'm confused right now. I'm using this. Hi, I'm using this like streaming thingy majiggy. And do you guys see me? It's like acting really slow. It's like, wow, it's buffering in and out. You know what? I might have to come back on. I may have to relocate. Hi, how are you guys feeling? Is it bad or good? Because I may have to relocate if it's bad. Let's see. You can see me? Okay. It's weird because the comments are coming in late on the streaming. Can you hear me though? You can hear me, right? Because I put in my microphone. Okay, okay, good. Because I put my I added the streaming thingy and I'm trying to figure out how to use it. I'm back and forth with YouTube, trying to make sure like things are good to go, but yeah, okay. And a lot of the comments are coming in later. I'm gonna just yeah. Okay. How are you guys doing? How are you guys feeling? Oh, I just did a makeup video for you guys. I just did a makeup video. I don't like the webcam, how the webcam looks. It does not look anything like my video. Webcams are not like the best, okay? They don't have the best cameras, so. But yeah, how are you guys feeling? The energy is crazy right now. Like crazy, crazy, crazy right now. So, what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk to you guys about spiritual attacks. I know it's hectic right now. Everyone's going through this. We talked about this on Patreon. We went like really deep on Patreon and stuff like that about this stuff. But I have a lot of experiences from people who've emailed me and they've sent me voice notes of their experiences, and I want to listen to their experiences, and I want to talk to you guys about my experiences and everything. Oh, you can hear and see? Good. I want to know that. Okay, good, 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 good. Good. Because I don't want to relocate. Like that means I'll have to go all the way downstairs, take my computer all the way downstairs, and I'm not trying to do that right now. But yes, I want to look into everyone's personal experience and stuff like that. And I kind of want to see if you guys have anything to say about your experiences and everything like that. Hi, guys. Hi. You're so energetic after wearing makeup. You know what? I think that's why I do it. It's healing for me. It's healing. Like literally, I'm just sitting there and I'm just like just doing it, and I feel like anything related to art is healing for me. That's why I love art. You know what I mean? Started fast, feeling bland. Oh, you started fast. Ooh, congratulations. Yeah. Yeah, energy's crazy. I'm gonna just start out by saying what happened to me yesterday. Like they just won't the way how I see it is like they just won't leave me alone. They won't. Like I feel like there's some sort of like people who spiritually attack are obsessed. Let's just say obsessed. But I had a revelation yesterday and I was like, I was wiping off my makeup washing my face, and I was talking to God, and God was saying, I'm like, God, how is it people like get away with this kind of stuff, right? And the revelation he gave me was they are not God. Okay. So what it means is basically if you're trying to shift someone's destiny, change someone's destiny, right? Because you're unhappy with the destiny or the outcome that God has given them, you're trying to play God. Because only God can change someone's destiny, right? So when I heard they are not God, they're not me, I was like, what do you mean by that? And he was saying, when you try to change someone's destiny and it's the destiny that I have for them, you're trying to play God. And when you do that, that's dangerous. That's extremely dangerous. Okay. So I want you guys to know that yes, people may do whatever shady things behind the scene and they may try to attack you or whatever. Basically, they're trying to play God because they're trying to change your destiny. They're trying to change the outcome. They're trying to block whatever God has for you. And at the end of the day, it's dangerous to do that, and they're going to reap what they sow. Period. Period. Okay, period. They're not going to get away with it. They may feel like they got away with it in the moment, but they're not going to get away with it. COVID is karma. I wouldn't say more like karma. I would say like, what's weird? I literally just heard teach its own. I don't know. That just came in. Teach its own. That's the answer for that COVID thing, okay? Teach its own. That's what I just heard. So I feel like it's like, I don't feel like it's karma, but I feel it's more like like lessons, And here's the thing, even though things like this in the world happen, we're warned ahead of time. We're warned ahead of time. When you follow God and you pray, God will show you ahead of time to make sure you're set. To make sure you're set. Because when COVID happened, well, before COVID happened, I saw everything before it happened. I didn't know what was going on. But because I knew what was going to happen, I was stocked up with toilet paper. Remember when I put the toilet paper message out for you guys? I was stocked up with toilet paper. I just got my car. I just got my home. Like, I got everything just in time for when COVID started, right? So the thing about it is when God is, I'm going to say lessons, teach its own, because that's what I heard. When God is, teaching individuals based on a lesson, his children will be warned about it first before it happens, because God's going to make sure his children are set, right? Just like Noah, like he told Noah it was going to happen. He said, prepare the ark, get the ark ready, and that's what Noah did. He got the ark ready. He warned people. Some listened to him, some didn't listen to him. You know what I mean? By the end of the day, he was prepared, right? So let me see what some of you guys are saying with your questions. How can they do it though? Is it black magic? What do you mean? How can they do what? The magic? Yeah, spell work is going against free will. And when you go against free will, I'm going to highlight that because it's the truth. How do I let me see if I can put it up there. There we go. Spell work is going against free will. Absolutely. When you do spell work, you're playing God. You're trying to play God. That's it. Because you're going against what God is, even if you're doing spell work to, I'm going to make this person fall in love with me. I'm going to do a spell, a sex spell, and make this person have the best sex. That's still going against free will. You shouldn't do anything. Period. Even if people will say a simple love spell, there's no such thing as a simple spell. A love spell is just as wrong as doing a spell to hurt someone because you're still going against someone's free will. And you're trying to play God. And it's dangerous. It's dangerous, And so the energy is really crazy. Oh man, I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, psychic attacks are draining. They're draining. Yep, absolutely. Some of the attacks does come from the devil himself. But also the devil will use individuals. Okay, so if somebody's already practicing the art, I'm saying the art like that, to them, that's their little art or whatever. If someone's already practicing that, The devil will use someone that's already practicing it or someone that's already taken an oath, but yeah, the devil himself definitely has a huge role to play in this. Okay, especially if you have a huge purpose, like God has a huge purpose for you, and you're going to be, working, delivering, fulfilling God's will, delivering messages, doing what God needs you to do. He comes after a lot of his children a lot more harsher than just anybody else. um what's the difference between a spiritual attack and a spiritual awakening? Well, a spiritual attack, you'll know when you're attacked. You can't get up out of bed. You can't eat. Can't hold nothing down. Okay. Your head is pounding. Your head is throbbing. Your ear is ringing consistently. You just feel very drained, very weak. You know what I mean? You get a lot of nightmares. You get a lot of like bad dreams. Um, Whereas spiritual awakening, it's kind of like, you'll see number codes. You'll feel like, your crown chakra tingling, like the top of your head is like tingling. I always say that's angels touching your head. You'll have more dreams, prophetic dreams, like a lot of visions and stuff, but you're not going to feel extremely drained, sad, nightmares. You're not going to feel anything like heavy when you're having a spiritual awakening. You know what I mean? The energy may be heavy, but it's not going to affect you really in a negative way. Whereas spiritual attacks, you're going to feel it affecting you in a negative way. Like literally the worst spiritual attack I've been through, like I literally couldn't get up. I peed myself. No lie. Like I peed myself because I couldn't get up off the ground. I couldn't walk. That's how strong it was. So, and I couldn't get up at all. It was I can't even explain how bad it was. Like it was bad. Okay. I couldn't eat nothing. I couldn't hold nothing down. Every time I tried to eat something, I would throw up. Any solids, I would throw up. My stomach would be empty. And this is what they do. They want you to deprive yourself of food, deprive yourself of water, because the more you don't have any water, the more dehydrated you are, the more hungry you are, the weaker your body is. The weaker your body is, the person that's attacking you, their attacks are stronger, and their attacks come through heavier, right? They wait until you're very, very weak to do a lot of this. Hence why a lot of times when I was making videos, when I was sick, or I was going through something, and I know people were like, Steph, are you going to post a video? Are you going to come on? I couldn't even go online and say, hey guys, I'm sick today. Or hey guys, I'm not going to come on today because I have a headache. Or I wouldn't like to come online and say certain things because I know that whoever is attacking me is watching. And if they knew that, oh, she's sick, or oh, she has surgery, she's going through surgery, or she's going to go out the country, they will use your weakest points, your weakest moments to attack you. So, and it's sad. It's sad, but this is what these people do. It's an obsession. That's what it is. It's an obsession. Um, you saw an attack happen to you before. Let's see what she said. Nita. I saw a spiritual attack happen to me before it happened and who sent them to me. And I've been shown also what. Yep. Absolutely, Nita. I will tell you this. You're absolutely right. God has definitely, every time someone's about to attack me, God specifically shows me through a prophetic dream who the person is, what they're doing. I would say about a month ago or a month and a half ago, right? There's this person from my family who's been attacking me for a very long time. Okay. She thinks I don't know. I know it's her. It's her. I know it's her, And back in the day, I was in denial because when you go through spiritual attacks, you go through denials. You don't want to believe that someone has it in their mind to do something like that to you, especially a family member. You don't ever want to believe a family member would go out of their way to try to block you, try to attack you, try to even kill you. You don't want to believe that. You don't want to believe that. So the biggest thing that we go through is denial. And what will happen is God will consistently be throwing prophetic dreams towards you, showing you exactly what this person is doing. And it's really up to you to listen. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've had prophetic dreams of this specific person doing this to me, and I literally sat there in front of this person almost every day. They smiled in my face, you know what I mean? They pretended like they loved me and everything like that. And hence behind the scenes, that's what they were doing. You know, so once I started to actually listen and get my mind right and say, you know what, I can't be in denial no more. You know, your biggest hater can be someone that's right under your nose. You know, I had a hard time believing that because I'm the kind of person that wants to believe that, you know, people are going to treat me the way they want to be treated. Right. So, once I released this person, I stopped talking to them, more dreams kept coming in, more messages came through, and I was able to connect the dots, literally. Like I was able to connect the dots. And I was like, "Oh my God, this is why that happened. This is why that happened." So once I released myself from the person, not only did the attacks get weaker, but I was able to see more, right? So a month and a half ago, I was sleeping and I'm thinking this person is done because God showed me what's going to happen to this person if they keep doing it. And he showed me what's going to happen to them in the next like 5 to 10 years. And I was like, I had to pray for this person. I'm like, God, please forgive this person, please like spare this person, all of that, right? And I'm like, this person changed. They feel bad. They're not going to do it again. Because that's the feeling I was getting from this person. Like I wasn't communicating with them, but I felt like they've changed because I wasn't feeling any attacks from them, right? Nope, they didn't change. So as soon as they saw something transitioning in my life, they went right back at it. So then I saw a vision early in the morning and God was showing me this person. And guess what this person was doing? They were in Western Union, okay, and they had a stack of $50 bills, Canadian $50 bills, and they were paying someone at Western Union to send money to Jamaica, to send it to whoever they were going to send it to continue the attacks. So they charged this person around 10K, or so this person charged this person around 10K, and they were paying installments. So God showed me this person in Western Union counting up the $50, the stacks of 50s, to pay off this person to continue doing their work. Right? So, it just shows that no one is excluded from this stuff. It could be anybody. It can be your own family. It can be your own friend. It can be your own lover. I've seen people and I've spoken to many people on the phone who said that they had no idea it was their own boyfriend, it was their own husband, or it was their own wife, or it was their own aunt or mother or father that was doing this. It's heavy, and it's heavy in the Caribbean. It's heavy in the Caribbean. You know what I mean? And people wonder why I keep my distance from my family members. This is why I keep my distance. And then when you talk about stuff like this, the first thing they say is that you're crazy. The first thing they say is you got to see a doctor. So if you're going to call me crazy, you better call God crazy because God's been showing me everything. God's been dropping those gems, period. God dropped those gems. I see everything. And that's why I also hid my gifts for as long as I did from people, because if people knew I was gifted, they wouldn't know that I can see what they're doing. You know what I mean? So it just shows that you have to, you can't think, oh, it's not going to be that it can be anybody. It can be anyone. So yeah, it's intense, guys. It's intense. It's intense. You got goosebumps. Yeah. You see, and that's the thing, lovely Melly, because that's why I like connecting with you guys too, because it's like a lot of you guys are in sync. You're in sync with me because there's been times where I will get up and I will feel like not good. Okay. Like I feel nauseated, I feel tired, and I know something's up. Okay. Because it's not just that one person in my family, it's YouTube readers that hate my guts, period. Okay. It's my twins exes who hate my guts, so it's people that it was coming from different directions, right? But God will always show me who's doing it at that moment. Like this person's doing it, or these three people are doing it, or these two people are doing it. So what will happen is sometimes when I don't feel right, I notice that some of you guys will just know. Like you'll know. Like lovely Melly knew. She knew. She knew because she was like, Steph, I felt it, and that's why I like connecting with you guys because I feel like, we can kind of, even some of you guys have dreams about me and you're telling me the dream and I wake up and I'm like, I read the message and I'm like, wait, I did have that dream too. Wow, this person and me had the same dream last night. Or, so, oh yeah, they'll call you crazy. They'll call you crazy. Listen, the person that's attacking you will be the first one to bring you to the hospital, okay? And try to put you in a psych ward. That's how sick they are. That's how sick they are. And then they want to call you crazy. They want to call you crazy. No, honey, it's called being gifted. Okay, it's called being a child of God. That's what it's called. That's what it's called. You know? Yeah, it's a lot. Wow. Mm-hmm. Amen. Amen. Thank you. Yeah, and it's sad. Like I said, people like this, that's them trying to play God because you can't stop God's destiny. You can't. So you're trying to play God by doing that. You can't stop someone's purpose. You can't block someone's purpose. You can't change someone's future. Only God can do that. So you trying to play God is dangerous. I don't care if you're not the person doing the work. If you're paying someone to do the work, you're just as guilty. And you're gonna get the same consequence. It's just that simple. You know? And the problem is that some people, they can't see their own future, right? They can't see what's, because they may not have that, that connection with God, or they may not be seeking God, so it's kind of like they can't see what's in store for them. So because they can't see what's in store for them, right, they'll try to block what's coming in for you, right? And while they try to block what's coming in for you, they end up blocking their own blessings. They end up blocking their own blessings. And had they just humbled themselves, they would have been blessed. They would have been blessed as well. No, we don't fight our lives. We don't. Mm-mm. We actually, to be honest, we actually end up receiving rewards. Most people that end up, I'm gonna drop some gems for you guys. Most people that end up, most of the people that are attacked are called the chosen ones. The chosen ones. There's a reason why you're being attacked. So if you're being attacked spiritually and someone's attacking you, that's what happens. You're a chosen one, right? And they don't want you to get to that purpose that God has for you. That's what it is. And I always say when someone's attacking you and you feel the attacks and you fight it off, but every time they come in, you're stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger until it bounces right off. It means that when you get to that certain point where you're supposed to get to, nothing's going to be able to stop you. So a lot of you guys that are going through attacks, did you know that you're being prepared for something bigger and better? And the people who are attacking you, they're basically nothing compared to the people that are going to try to attack you. But guess what? Because you've already gone through it, you've learned how to fight through it. Now when you're in front of the big guys, nothing's gonna happen. So you're being prepared. That's what it is. You're being prepared, and you're getting stronger and stronger each time. Some in the beginning, it's like you cannot do nothing. You can't get up out of bed. You're sleeping all day. You're sick, and but as time goes on, you get stronger and stronger and stronger. You get stronger. Why would someone bring? Let me tell you something, Natasha. This is the question I've been asking God like my whole life. You know what he told me? We're not supposed to understand evil people. Listen, good people are not going to understand evil people. It's just that simple because we're not the same. We're not the same. So we're not going to understand their mindset. We're not, you know? Yeah, it's wearing off. Oh, thank you. I should be a preacher. Well, whatever God wants me to do, I'm gonna do it. I have to just obey. Honestly, guys, listen to God for everything. Like, if it wasn't for God, my makeup wouldn't be done right now. Okay. Like, I listen to God for everything. You know, if someone doing black magic on you, you have to, honestly, let me tell you something. You have to pray about it. And let me tell you something. If you feel like someone's doing it, chances are they may be doing it. Because that's the first sign of black magic. When you feel like it's being done to you and you're getting all these signs, like the biggest sign is nightmares. Okay, you'll have nightmares of someone like trying to kill you, chase you, these weird ass entities that you've never seen your entire life. You'll be waking up out of your sleep with headaches. Your mouth is consistently dry. You can't hold nothing down. The worst attack I've ever experienced, I saw the devil chasing me. And I kid you not, guys, like I ran. This was in 2016. Okay, so the person that did it, I'm gonna be straight up. She still bugs me. Okay, because there's a bunch of people. She still bugs me. And I don't know what her problem is, to be honest. I don't. And I'm not gonna try to figure it out. But she sent the devil to me. Okay, so I don't know what she did. And I saw the figure and I was running and literally I cannot. You remember I told you guys about Snow White? How Snow White, when she runs away from the queen and she runs in the forest. And as she's running, everything around her is turning dark. It's like the trees, it's like the birds, everything is turning dark. And she's running and screaming for her life. Right. So what happened was when she sent that to me, I was running. I live in Canada. Okay. I ran. I ran out this person's house. I jumped in a taxi. The taxi took me from the suburbs all the way to the city, back from the city all the way to another suburbs. Like I spent $800 on taxi fare trying to get away from the spirit this person sent me. Okay. To the point where I jumped out the taxi car and I ran for my life. I ran. Every time I turned around, the spirit was chasing me. I couldn't get rid of it. I was running, running. And if I stopped, I felt it going inside of me and I would drop to the ground and start shaking. I ended up at the hospital, right? When I ended up at the hospital, they instantly thought that I was just this crazy person. But let me tell you how God works. They thought I was this crazy person and I was screaming. Okay, when I mean I was screaming, I couldn't talk. I couldn't talk. All I can do was scream. And I was screaming for my life because I kid you not, guys, my body felt like it was burning from inside out. Okay. This thing that she sent me was like squeezing my heart, squeezing my lungs, I'm getting emotional. It was squeezing like my insides. Okay. Like, I kid you not. So when I got to the hospital, I'm getting emotional. And the sad part is, I tried to tell a family member what was happening to me. And the family member, she was a part of it too. So she didn't believe me or nothing. And I'm thinking she doesn't believe me. You know what I mean? To find out years later that she actually had a part to play in this, you know? And she brought me to the hospital. So they put me on the table in the hospital. I couldn't talk. I was just screaming. The nurses were like holding my hands down. And there was this one nurse. She looked at me. It was a black woman. Okay. She was by my feet. Guys, this woman looked me in the eyes. She couldn't touch me. The other two nurses were holding me, but she couldn't touch me. She looked at me and she was like, no. And then she looked up to the ceiling and she was like this. She started praying. She knew it was a demon. She knew it was a spirit someone sent me. So she couldn't even touch me. She just started praying for me. Instantly started praying for me. And then I passed out. It was insane. That was the worst attack of my entire life. The worst attack of my entire life. So here's another thing that happened to me. So I'm like, you know what? Because I just literally just got baptized. So I asked a family member to take me to a church to see if this other pastor, because this was from a different church, if this other pastor can help me, right? This entity was still in me. I couldn't talk. I couldn't function properly. The pupils in my eyes were all black. Okay. This is even before I started a YouTube channel. Okay. And I just got baptized. So the pupils in my eyes were consistently black. Okay. I was down to 99 pounds. My hair fell out. I had these big boils on my face. And this family member brought me to a church and brought me to the pastor. I asked the pastor to help me. He brought me in a room. Did this man help me? Absolutely not. You know what he did? He touched me. He sexually touched me. And I could not defend myself. I couldn't speak. I couldn't speak. I couldn't talk. I was shaking. I was breaking down. And I'm like, damn, I'm going to a church to get help and I can't even get help from a church. You know what I mean? Like, what the heck? So right after that, I was just like, honestly, I don't know what to do. I'm like, I gotta fight this myself. I gotta fight this myself now. Now I can't depend on someone to help me fight this. I gotta fight this myself. That's when I started praying more. I started connecting to God more. So every time the attacks came, they were not as strong. I noticed that they were like getting less and less and less and less. Every time a new moon came, the attacks came, but they were less and less and less every new moon. So what happened was God was actually helping me fight. But the thing about it is that the more that I fought through it, the stronger I became. Right. So it was like when it fully wore off and I wasn't able to feel it as much, that's when I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. I'm gonna start a YouTube channel and talk about, the twin experiences, talk about what I'm experiencing. But I didn't want to go into details about spiritual attacks right away. I wanted to wait a bit. I wanted to like kind of open the door, but I didn't want to go full head in. This is another reason why I hid my face for so long. For those who are like, why did you not show your face in the beginning? It was not because I just didn't want to show my face. Okay, it was for protection because I had more than one person attacking me. And if I'm on a public platform and my attacks just finally wore off, I'm finally getting my life back, why would I put myself out there, put my face out there so this person can see me and attack me even more? So I had to hide myself. So despite what all these haters online want to say about me hiding my face and coming out because I want to be famous and all that BS, if that's the case, I would have been showing my face from day one. So don't even try that. Okay. I hid my face because I was protecting myself. Because right now, because I'm showing my face again, she started attacking me again. Do you see where I'm coming from? But the thing about it this time is it's not as strong as before. It's not as strong as before. This is why I waited for God to tell me when I can show my face. Because he knows when the right timing is. So that's why I didn't disobey God in the beginning. I didn't show my face in the beginning because I had to protect myself and I had to move in silence. When you have a YouTube channel, when you're trying to get your life together, when you're going back to school, and you graduate and you're trying to build a life for yourself, you got to hide yourself sometimes. You can't show the world what you're doing, especially when you go through stuff like this. You have to hide what you're doing. Because every little upgrade in your life that you guys will go through, they will attack you just because you got your hair done. They'll attack you because you started a makeup channel. They'll attack you because you're helping people. Do you see where I'm coming from? They'll attack you because you got a new car. They'll attack you because you got a new home. Every little thing that goes on, if it's positive, it triggers people. It triggers these kinds of people, right? So sometimes you just have to move in silence, and that's what I had to do in the beginning. I had to move in silence. I'm like, I can't show people who I am. Now I got to hide from the world, and now I'm not hiding no more. I'm not hiding no more. I'm all out here now, okay? I'm all out here now. But it's the perfect timing now because now I can fight for myself. I have my remedies. I'm closer to God. You know what I mean? Like I have my support system. So it's not like I'm by myself. That's what it is. It's possession. I feel like it is they are possessed. That's what it is. That's what it is. And the sad part about it, and we're gonna go into the first email that I got from someone with their experience, and we're gonna talk about their experience. But before we get there, let me see, let me write down, let me take your comment. Oh girl, that's the reason. You can't show your face sometimes. But yeah, you can't tell your family stuff. You can't tell people stuff. You can't tell people what you're doing sometimes. You can't. You got to keep things a secret. When you tell people, hey, I'm going to school for this or I'm trying to be this in my life, they will block you. They will block you. You know what I mean? I've had family members tell my ex-boyfriends to leave me. To leave me for no apparent reason. Just, oh, leave Stephanie. You deserve better than Stephanie. What? And they would come and tell me, hey, this person in your family told me to leave you. Like, how can someone in your family do that? It's like things like that. You know, and then this is why people wonder why I keep my distance. Like, this is why I keep my distance. You know what I mean? Um, yes, Max. So, I was gonna say something. I was gonna say something and I forgot what it is. It'll come back. Um, yeah, but this is the thing. Oh, this is the other thing. So when I started my channel, I wanted, as you guys noticed, like when I started my channel, I started off with twins, okay, twin flames and stuff, right? And I wanted people to know that this stuff is real because here's what happens. You know, it happens a lot on the twin flame journey. And people are like, oh, this twin flame journey is a hoax or whatever. It's not real. Listen, a twin flame is a higher, it's like a higher version of a soulmate. It's the highest you can get of a soulmate. That's the husband or wife that God has for you. Okay. And God will show you who that person is. Okay. And you guys have a connection through God, right? Um, it's so hard when you go through stuff like this because you can't even tell people. You know how much times I wanted to reach out to my twin and tell my twin this is what's happening, and I couldn't because I didn't want to be judged. I didn't want to be, called crazy or anything like that, right? So that's why I originally started the channel because I wanted to talk about the journey, but I also wanted to make people who are on the journey aware that this stuff is real. And I wanted mainly the DMs as well to know this stuff is real because a lot of them are in denial. My twin finally awakened, okay, because God showed him what was happening. But the whole time he thought that I was the one doing stuff. He thought that I was this horrible person. And then God actually opened his eyes and showed him everything. So it was all revealed. It was all laid out on the table. But it took years before this happened, right? This is why I tell you guys, like when you're on the journey, you have to really get close to God because God is the only person that can reveal to people what's really going on. You know, most people said they dreamt about what happened to me, and I've never even told them in details what happened to me. And what will happen is they will say, Stephanie, God showed me exactly what happened to you. I saw you running, Steph. I saw you in the hospital, Steph. I saw when this thing was chasing you, Steph. And I didn't tell these people anything. God would show them. So, like, God is going to always be that person advocating on your behalf, but you just got to be patient, guys. And you got to build your relationship with God because once you have a relationship with God, nobody can stop you. No one can block you. Okay. Like I'm telling you, if it wasn't for my relationship with God, I wouldn't be here right now. I was like, God, why am I still here? I'm like, why am I still here? Like, I didn't understand why my life was spared like that. I fought, yes. But I remember when I passed out, I was literally, I don't remember what happened, like how I passed out. I just remember like I was attacked and I just remember being out of my body and talking to God. I didn't see God's face. I saw Jesus. Jesus came to me, but I saw God's feet. I saw this big white robe. I saw his foot, and I was sitting right by his foot, and he was holding my hand, and he was talking to me. I don't remember exactly what he said. I don't remember exactly what he said, but I know my time wasn't up because what happened was I woke up, and when I woke up, I was like, oh my God, I'm not dead. You know what I mean? Like, I literally thought that moment I was going to die. I was like, because whatever this woman was doing, it was literally squeezing my heart. I felt my heart squeezing. So what would have happened was I probably would have been like they would have said that my cause of death would have been a heart attack or a stroke, not realizing it was actually the magic this person was doing. So they will do magic and disguise it as other things. Okay? That's what happens. And not everybody, fights through that. Another thing they'll do is they'll send entities to you to convince you to do something to yourself. So I remember when I was going through an attack, an entity told me that the one that she sent to me said, if you don't do this, it's going to happen to your family. So I felt like I had to go and do something in order to protect my family. It was when God stepped in and was like, no, you're not doing it. No, you know, but, it's deep, guys. It's deep. God will reveal if you have a twin. God will reveal if you have a twin. God will show you your husband or your wife. 100%. God will show you that person. Best feeling in the entire world. Yes, it's a painful journey. It sucks. It sucks. Okay, the journey sucks, but beautiful, beautiful connection. Like, you'll never love anybody the way you love your twin. Period. Point blank, period. Okay? I just heard point blank. I said period and they said point blank. Funny. Um yeah, they will do that. They will squeeze your heart. But you'll never find anybody that has that love like your twin. Your twin is your other half. Your twin is that's the person that God has for you. They understand you like the back of their hand. You know, they can hear you pray. You can hear them pray. They can hear when you cry. You can hear when they cry. You can't hide anything from each other. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's probably why for some of you guys, why you guys are under attack sometimes. It's not that it's not just you, it's the journey sometimes. It's people wanting that love that you have, that you and this person have together. And it's like if people just humbled themselves, maybe God will give you someone to love you the way that a twin loves their feminine, you know? Um, but yeah, that the love you guys have can cause a lot of hate. It does. And then what happens is when people find out that they're not chosen to be on that journey, because like I said, there's soulmates, but then there's a higher level of a soulmate relationship. The highest level is these two people God has brought together to fulfill a will specifically for God, and they have to be together to fulfill this specific will. Right? And then there's soulmates where you have free will to be with who you want to be with, etc. You guys can still have a long-lasting relationship and stuff, but it's not going to be as intense and deep as the highest level of a soulmate. And not everyone is chosen for that. It does not mean you're a horrible person and God doesn't love you. No, God just chooses certain people to be on that journey. So what will happen is some people will find out they're not on that journey and they will retaliate. They will retaliate, or they will say the whole thing is made up and stuff like that. The only thing that's made up is the name. Twins. You know, but everything about the journey is real. Only the name is made up. Okay? That's what it is. But it's the person that God has for you. You know, it's no different from when somebody says, you know, God showed me your husband or God showed me your wife. That's that person that God has for you. You know? Mm-hmm. Amen. Amen. I'm almost done. My scripture cards are almost done. They're almost here. I'm excited. I'm so excited. Certain people, what makes you eligible? Let me read that comment. What makes you eligible? I feel it's the same thing as like, I'm just going to say chosen, because many are sent, but only few are chosen. You know, I feel like, you know, depends on your relationship with God. Like at the end of the day, I can't explain why God chooses certain people to be on the journey. I really can't, because I'm not God. You know, but there's a purpose behind it. You know what I mean? There's a purpose behind it. No, God won't use the twin term. God will say your husband or your wife. I will, Debbie, I will. It's scripture cards. I'm excited. I designed them myself. I'm an artist, so I designed them myself. Well, I got the image from God. I didn't create the image myself. I got the image from God, and then I brought the image to an illustrator who did it for me, who drew it for me exactly how it was shown to me through vision. And there's scriptures on it. They're all scriptures. And there's scriptures for us who go through attacks. There's scriptures for us who go through anxiety. There's scriptures for us who need motivation in the morning, throughout the day. There's scriptures for everything that we go through. Literally, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm doing great, Angie. How are you doing? How are you doing? You know? Wow, your roommate sent entities for being twin before God. Wow. She admitted, wow, yikes. Okay, so listen. Let's listen to what one of my subbies has to say about their spiritual attack. Let me know if you guys can hear it, okay?
Hi, Stephanie.
Can you
I'm
hear
going
it,
to share
guys?
my testimony about me and my ex-fiance, my ex-partner. On our engagement nights, we had...
Can you guys hear it? You can hear it? Is it loud enough? Give me a thumbs up if it's loud enough for you guys, if you guys can hear it properly. Thumbs up if you can hear it, okay? I think I'm getting the messages late. Hold on a second. Let me go back on YouTube because I think I'm getting messages late. Oh, shoot. I'm getting messages late. They're not coming. Listen. What the heck? They're not coming through as fast as the messages are coming through on YouTube. But weird. So what was the point of me getting this software? This is so funny. Okay. Now I'm just seeing them flying through and they're so late. This is so funny. Okay, maybe my internet, okay? Yeah, child, I don't even want to start. I have the most expensive internet package and my internet is garbage, okay? Honestly, I don't know if it's sabotaging energy or what. But let's listen to this, guys, okay? Is it loud enough for you guys though?
Hi, Stephanie. I'm going to share my testimony about me and my ex-fiance, my ex-partner. On our engagement nights, we had drinks put in our we had spell work put in our drinks, sorry.
Wow.
But we didn't know, of course.
Wow.
And I remember that the nights we came home, I wanted to kill myself.
Oh my God.
So imagine coming from the best party of your life. You're gonna share your life with the person you love.
Let me just say that was a hater that put that in your drink, okay? Somebody that did not want you and your partner being together. Guaranteed.
Hi, Stephanie. I'm going to share my testimony about me and my ex-fiance, my ex-partner. On our engagement nights, we had...
Okay, I can see.
We had drinks put in our... we had spell work put in our drinks, sorry. But we didn't know, of course. And I remember that the nights we came home, I wanted to kill myself. So imagine coming from the best party of your life. You're gonna share your life with the person you love, and you want to kill yourself. So I opened my laptop. I started video recording, the way that I wanted to kill myself, and that's so brutal. That's so, I don't know what was wrong at that moment. I just wanted to end my life. Thank God that it didn't happen. I deleted the videos, the photos, but that really was the demon working inside of me. And so, okay, so the point that I started to realize that something was wrong was 6 to 7 months later. And imagine constantly fighting, constantly being depressed, being so tired, having back aches, your whole body aches. You know something is wrong, but you just cannot, you cannot. It doesn't make sense, who wants to know that? Who wants to accept that spell work is done on them? So I had a nightmare about a graveyard. I was at a graveyard, and I knew that it was a evil dream. It was demonic influences in my nightmare.
She did.
And the day after, I watched your video. You were live. The day after, you were live on YouTube, discussing and informing us about graveyard rituals, about beauty rituals, spells actually, sorry. Graveyard spells, beauty spells, and one other spell. And that made me think. So the reason I wanted to share my testimony is because I want to give you thanks for what you've done, because for you it might have been just some information you wanted to put out, but to me it was a confirmation that something was wrong. That made me think. That video of yours made me think. That video of yours made me look into spell works and if it's real, and if it's, I knew it was real, but was it really inside of me, or was I really struggling with that?
Mhm.
And I started praying with the
Amen.
energy that I got. I didn't have any energy. I couldn't even get out of bed. The last couple of weeks of those 8 to 9 months, I had spell work done onto me. The last couple of weeks were unbearable. There were multiple times where I almost either got killed or I almost committed suicide. Same as my ex partner. One time for instance, he stopped on a highway. He parked on the highway. He stopped, full stop, and he put the lights off of the car so nobody could see us in the middle of the night. It was 4 a.m. He was drunk. He was all on the wrong path. Um, and cars were coming and they couldn't see us. I knew that. So we would have a crash at that moment. We could even die at that moment until he started to come back to his senses and started driving, because those cars were so close to us. We almost died at that moment. But luckily, you triggered me to think about it. And then I came to this man who is good at removing spell works. And before you know it, I got clean. I was the old me again. And same as my ex fiance. One thing, my disclaimer is that nothing spellworks can do. Spellworks can get to a level where you eventually will commit suicide if it gets too hard, if it gets too much.
Amen. That's
If the devil takes control over your
God
life,
has you.
it can get dangerous.
God
But
has you.
spellworks, evil eyes, gossip, nothing can take away God's plan for you. Nothing
Amen.
can take control over your life. Only God has control over your life, and only God knows what is going to happen.
Hallelujah,
God
sis.
allowed the spell work to have an influence for 8 months.
Yes.
But the 8th month, God said no.
Yep.
Right now, I'm going to get rid of it. The devil
Yes.
can stop playing. She's learned her lesson.
Amen.
Okay, she's learned whatever she needed to learn at that moment, and I know that, and I'm so happy that I've gone through it,
Amen.
because now I'm so strong, because now I'm closer to God, because now every day I dedicate myself to God,
Amen.
because right now I
Preach,
know
sis.
what the devil can do with people. Now I know that gossip isn't anything,
Yes.
compared to spiritual attacks. And spiritual attacks are real, and it happens all over the world. The demon, the devil actually, is a king of this world, I can say. But God is in control, and that's something the devil doesn't know. So whoever is struggling with this, I know how you feel. I know that you feel hopeless, but there is hope, and the only hope lies in God's hands. And Stephanie, I want to thank you for being such an influence in my testimony and for your great work. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your story. Did you guys hear her story? I want to make sure it's okay. Was everything good to go? Was it clear? Because I'm using this program. I want to make sure it's working clearly. So is everything good to go? Thumbs up if you guys can hear. You guys can hear? Give me a thumbs up if everything was okay. If you guys can hear clearly. I hope it's not delayed. I'm wondering if it's delayed, the camera. It's delayed. You can hear? Okay, the chat's delayed. I'm gonna have to like bring my computer downstairs for the next live, but okay, good. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Oh my God. Okay, so what she was going through, she had a dream about the graveyard because what was done to her was a graveyard ritual. That's what was done to her, okay? And I want to address something because this is I'm so glad she said that when she watched my video, it made her do her own research to figure out what could have happened to her. I really like that, okay? Because smart people do that, okay? This is how it's like you don't know, a doctor won't know why someone is sick until they do their research about the disease and figure out how they can cure themselves from that disease. You have to have knowledge about the disease to know what's going on with your body, right? So I just want people to know that when somebody has information about stuff like this, it does not necessarily mean that they're doing it. Okay? It just means that it may have happened to them, and they may have done research trying to cure their own self, trying to help themselves. And because of all the research they have done, and because they have a child, they're a child of God, they have received gems of knowledge about this stuff. Okay. And from what I'm seeing, like she says she had a dream about the graveyard when this happened to her. That was God showing her what happened. This person went into the graveyard, did a ritual. That's what happened. I guarantee it's someone that was jealous of your relationship, your marriage, you know? And when you're going through spell work, like when you're going through the effects of it and stuff, you're so close to death so many times. I can't tell you how many times I've almost gotten hit by an ambulance. A car missed me by a couple of inches. Like every time something was about to happen to me, an angel would come in and just block it. Literally. Like literally. You know, because that's what they'll do. If they can't get you to do it themselves, they will do it to where it triggers something else around you to fulfill their work for them, right? So they will use other people. You know what I mean? So that's why it's so important that when you feel like you're under attack, do not drive. Don't go anywhere. Stay at home. You know, like I'm not saying to live your life behind closed doors and lock away, because that's what I did for a very long time. That doesn't help. But be smart when you do things. Be like, you know what? I feel like I'm under attack today. Is it smart for me to drive to the grocery store? Whenever I feel like I was under attack, and God would say, don't drive today. You know, or God would say, just order in today. There's a reason why I would get messages like that. It's because I'm not supposed to be outside at that moment. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was definitely a graveyard ritual. You know what? I feel like it was a family member too, Eva. I feel like it was a family member that did it to her. I feel like it like that too. Like it's sad because it's always the closest people to you, and it's usually the people that you wouldn't feel would actually go out of their way to do this. That's the crazy part, you know? Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah, they're nothing to play with, guys. You know, they're nothing to play with. So we're gonna listen to what one of my other subbies has to say. I'm so excited. I just want to make sure this live stream is working accordingly, because sometimes it's just, it's very slow. Um, yep, you gotta let go and give it to God. You know what I mean? You have to. You have to. But God will also bring people in your life to help you. Because I was reading Ecclesiastes in the Bible, and he was saying that in the world there's good and there's bad. And at the end of the day, it won't matter, because when we leave here, we're going to be judged when we leave here, right? So it doesn't really matter, about the good or the bad. People are just like that. We cannot change someone's evilness. We cannot try to convince them to change. Like they really have to get close to God and change themselves. But at the end of the day, they're going to go through judgment. We're going to go through judgment as well. Right. So when I read Ecclesiastes, it reminded me of like, wow. So if people choose to use their time and energy to help people who are going through stuff like this, they should not be judged either. I'm not saying to, 100% go and do a reversal spell on anyone. I would never tell anyone to do that. No, I don't even recommend that, because that makes you just as guilty as the person that's doing it to you, But there's people out here that do create things to help you. And and God will show these people what to do to help you. Like God showed me what I needed for my remedies. He showed me specific ingredients that I had to use for my remedies, right? Just like God will show somebody else what to do to help someone. God will show a pastor what they should do to help someone. You know what I mean? Or what type of prayer they should do to help someone. Like things like that, right? So God will use people to help you in situations like this. Okay. So let's listen to what someone else has to say. about their attacks.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, on the night of the new moon, which was last night, which was the 16th, Friday, the 16th of October, and I was just singing, working on something, and I was just singing, doing, my regular motions, and I was in a very meditative state, in my very childlike, peaceful state.
Oops.
I just
Okay. Sorry.
saw, like, out of nowhere, I was just
I don't
singing,
know what
trying
I
to hit
just
this
did. I'm
note,
sorry.
and I was closing my eyes, and everything was purple, and it was so beautiful, and then the purple rolled into blackness, and the blackness rolled into fire, and out of that fire came a burning cross, burning crucifix. And in the moment, I was just like, oh, I'm just feeling this for someone. But then, as I woke up today, I was slightly dizzy and not dehydrated, but feeling a little off. And so what I did was I went to send Angelic a message. And the first message I wrote should have been the first one I sent, because I went on to explain how I felt very dizzy, and I felt I felt the energy, and I made a prayer for everyone. And then as I was typing this one part of the message that I later deleted, which was that I was literally typing, I feel pressure on my neck as I'm typing this message. And then I literally just got this restriction that made me delete it for no reason. And I'm an extraordinarily vocal person. I don't refrain from my words, but something made me delete it, and I was all curious. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with everyone because it made me feel very strange. And this is a very strange time we're going through here, but I don't normally come out and talk about things like this, so I hope it helps somebody. And thank you, Angelic. I appreciate you greatly. And to positivity, moving through all of this. All right, peace, everybody.
Okay, so I just listened to that. Did you guys hear that? Or am I hearing it and you guys not hearing it? Because someone's like, look at the camera and talk to us. But I'm listening to this person's voice note. So I couldn't talk. So did you guys hear his voice note, or was that just me hearing it? Because the chat is kind of delayed. You can hear it? Okay. Okay, one person said yes. So did you guys hear the voice note? I'm gonna say it again because I don't even see, the chat is so delayed. Okay. Okay, you guys heard it. Okay, I see you guys now. So someone to look at the camera and talk. Listen, I'm working on that, okay? I'm so used to talking to the chat like on Patreon. I gotta get used to talking to the camera. I'm still working on that, okay? So he said he saw a cross that was burning when he was going through an attack. He's telling the truth, because in 2016 when I went through my first attack, every time I closed my eyes, I saw the cross and it was burning. It was burning. Okay, so he's telling the truth. And he said he tried to send a message to me not once, I think he said 3 times, and the first 2 times he couldn't. It was like he was blocked from sending it, and then he finally sent the message, right? That was a blockage. That was something blocking him. They didn't want him to send the message to me. You know? But yeah, when you see the cross burning, that's an attack. That's an attack. Because all through 2016 during my attacks, I would close my eyes and see the cross burning. At one point, I was like, I gotta fill my tub up, put some salt in my tub. I had to put some frankincense and myrrh in my tub, and I had to dip my whole body in the tub, and I had to put my face under the water and stay under there until it's time to come up and catch a breath. Like, I literally had to cover myself in frankincense and myrrh in the tub because I was like, this is no joke. I don't know what I gotta do, God, but I'm gonna pray and I'm gonna dip my body in this water back to back. Literally, that's what I had to do. That's what I had to do when I saw that. You know, um, yeah, Yeah, like this is serious stuff. And somebody said to me one time, oh, Steph, why do you always talk about spiritual attacks? Because we're always silenced. This is why. Because a lot of people don't talk about this stuff. It's serious. People disguise this stuff as schizophrenia, crazy. You're just hearing things. People just dismiss it like it's a joke. And it's usually the same people that are dismissing it are the ones that are doing it too. You know what I mean? So, it's serious, and this needs to be discussed more often. And the thing about it is there's so many people who feel like they're being silenced that they can't talk about it because they have the fear of something happening to them, or they have the fear of going into a hospital, or they have the fear of getting their kids taken from them because they're not going to be looked at as being sane or mentally stable when they're literally crying out for help, but they're being ignored. And then what happens is these attacks get so strong, these people end up committing suicide. And then there's another RIP. Oh, this person's gone. So when this person tried to reach out to you and ask you for help, what did you tell them? They were crazy? Did you for once think that maybe they were experiencing a spiritual attack, or did you dismiss them? You know what I mean? It's serious. It's serious out there, There's no one to talk to about it. This is why I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use my platform for bigger and better things too, because a lot of people are silenced. A lot of people are silenced. I can't tell you how many emails I got when I asked about this topic. I got so many emails. So many emails. And the problem is that a lot of us are silenced because when we're being attacked, and we don't know what the person is doing, and we feel what we feel, we don't want to go through that no more. So because we don't want to go through that no more, we stay quiet because we don't want to do anything to trigger the person that's attacking us because we're scared they're going to do it again. Not me. I ain't scared. I was, but I ain't scared. But a lot of other people are where I used to be. So there has to be someone that brings up these kinds of discussions to bring the awareness out there, because this stuff is serious. When I went to the hospital, this was years ago, a doctor, you can tell this doctor was spiritual. Okay, it was an Asian doctor. There was these two guards that came to get me because they thought I was crazy or whatever. And I looked at these two guards. I kid you not, guys. I looked at these two guards. I looked in their eyes. These two guards had no soul. They had no soul. And I looked at them and I was like, you have no soul. And I started screaming. I looked at the Asian doctor and I was like, they have no soul. And the Asian doctor looked at me and he was like, wow. He was like, wow. Like, he didn't look at me like, wow, because he thought I was crazy. No, he looked at me like, wow, because he knew I was telling the truth, but he couldn't take care of me because he wasn't my doctor. Right? So it's like people know about this stuff, but no one speaks up about it. This stuff is heavy in the Caribbean, heavy, and even in other countries. You know what I mean? It's all over the media as well. It's all in the industry, it's all in the media, but it's looked past. It's looked past. It's disguised as suicide. It's disguised as a heart attack. It's disguised as a stroke. That's what it's disguised as. Because whatever entity they send to you, it pounds on your body and it's covered as that. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Okay, so let's listen to what another one of my subscribers have to say about their experience, okay?
I believe I've been spiritually attacked several times. But as I hear that question, what comes to mind was a dream that I got revelations for years later. I went through a season in my life where I was depressed, deep, in a deep depression for a while. And at this point, when I had the dream, God was already starting to deliver me from the depression. And in this dream, I woke up, I was in my dream, I was cleaning my living room and I was singing, I got Jesus on the inside, he's working on the outside, oh what a change in my life. And as I'm singing this and cleaning in my living room, the front door swings open. And there's three hooded figures where I couldn't see their face.
Wow.
And I take a gun in my dream, which I don't own any guns, and I shot them and I slammed my door. And at that moment, I wake up, my heart was racing. I went to the living room to see if the door was unlocked. And I had this feeling, deep feeling, that this dream meant something, but I couldn't interpret dreams. I didn't have that gift. I even went to social media trying to see if anybody can interpret dreams. Nothing. Several years later, my daughter attempted to commit suicide by taking some of my Vicodins. I found out a month after she did it. And I believe God led me to her iPad, which was parent control, which is why I was never checking it. And I was able to find information there and have a conversation with my daughter when she came back from a retreat. When I spoke to her and I asked her why she took the pills, her response to me was, I don't know. Something in my head told me to do it.
Wow.
I never repeated those words to anyone. We had that conversation. I put her in counseling or whatever. A year later, her father walks, the kid's father, hers and my son's father, walks out of our life. And within 3 weeks, my son, I believe he was 9 years old at that time, there's something that was out of his character. And the school called me. I called his father to pick him up, and he repeated the same words my daughter told me the year before. Something in his head told him to do it.
Wow.
I then knew that it was a spiritual attack that was happening. But it wasn't until the next day that I had a revelation of it. The revelation, as I was sitting on my sofa, I realized that what that dream meant years prior was that while God was delivering me from my depression, the enemy sent 3 demons to attack my home. Shortly after, during that season, both of my kids had suicidal ideation. It was a rough time period because the kid's father walked out. But not only did they have that time suicidal ideation, their father, after he left, had suicidal ideation as well. So that's the attack that I had, the spiritual attack. It's now been
5 years. The kid's father and I aren't together. We're in the midst of a divorce, which I'm okay with. But the kid's still fighting, and I believe the enemy is still attacking my home, because the calling I have on my life. Since he couldn't get to me, I believe he's attacking to those who I care for more, if that makes any sense.
Wow. Okay. Okay, sorry guys, I had to mute the microphone. I'm still learning how to do this, okay? Leave me alone, okay? I'm still learning how to do this. Okay. So she said she saw a hooded figure. All right? She saw a hooded figure. The hooded figure, guys, is real. Okay, I still don't know what the hooded figure is. I don't even want to figure it out. But I saw the hooded figure too. And another person, their testimony, I know they said they saw a hooded figure as well. But when you're under spiritual attack, the hooded figures will come in your dream and they'll visit you, or you'll see them in physically. Okay, those are the entities that are sent to you. They are the ones that are sent to you. Because when I was going through my spiritual attack in 2016, let me tell you exactly what happened. Let me tell you guys exactly what happened, okay? So I was sitting on the bed in my room, and I was like, let me reach out to my twin flame. Let me reach out to my twin flame. So I text my twin, and I was like, Are you okay? Just say yes or no. And then he said yes. And then I said something. I said, I think I said gold or something like that. Like I just said some random word just to see if he's gonna respond. It was exactly when I said that to him, right? You know, he called me, and then after we spoke on the phone, he hung up, and then I went to go sit in the kitchen area. I sat on the stool. I kid you not, God is my witness. I was like, okay, is he mad at me? What's going on? And like I told you guys plenty of times, like most of you guys will find out that you're either going to be spiritually attacked when you have something good coming in for you. Why do you think all the time when you're about to release something, or you're about to start a new project, or you get promoted, or God shows you a dream about something beautiful that's coming in for you or whatever, you're always being attacked right when something good comes in, right? Or when your love interest, like, you know, the person that God has for you is finally about to step up and finally about to come forward, something would happen, right? It's like a block. Someone tries to block. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's mad at me. You know, maybe he's upset at me. And I kid you not, I looked at the foyer area, the front door, this black hooded figure. Listen, the word, like, the noise that I heard was this. Did you guys hear it? I was like, so not the whistle part, but the like a wind. I heard the wind noise and I saw this black hooded figure disappear. I was like this, looking at it, and then it disappeared. And as it disappeared, it went. The first thing that came to mind was pretend like you never saw anything. Just pretend like it didn't even happen, and everything's going to go back to normal. Okay. This was actually the day before I started getting spiritually attacked. Okay. Because that was the day before my spiritual attack. The morning I woke up the next day, I saw this big raven fly by my window, and that's when the attack started. It actually started with a big boil on my face right here, and it just kept growing. And because when you're spiritually attacked, you start sweating. And then once you start sweating, these little big boils just come out your face, literally, right? And that's what happened. And so the hooded figures that she said she saw are real. And that hooded figure that I saw, that I 100% feel like that was the entity that was trying to tell me, you know, to commit suicide. Just like she said, like something was telling her son and her daughter to do something. It was the same experience that I went through as well. Okay, so that stuff is real. You guys got to keep God close to you. I'm telling you, keep God close to you, because when this stuff happened to me too, like that's when I started to get closer to God. I was like, nope, God is gonna stay by my side. I'm not leaving God's side at all. You know, you got to keep God by your side with all this stuff going on. You know what I mean? So let's listen to the next viewer's situation.
Hi, Stephanie.
Okay.
My name is LaShalee Owens, and I happened to run across your video talking about spiritual attacks, and I wanted to share my testimony. So, I wanted to, I don't know, I've kind of just been thinking about it, and it really was prominent yesterday, how real spiritual attacks are. Sorry for my background, I'm walking just to kind of be in a meditative place, so a mindful walk. So you'll hear some in my background, sorry about that, but I'll try to speak loud. But as far as my testimony, you know, my spiritual attack has been it's very personal for me. My family is very spiritual, especially on my father's side. We are from Jamaica, and my mother's side is from America. But that just, you know, I'm just sharing that because most of the spirituality comes from that side of the family. So me and my siblings are, you know, gifted spiritually. So, you know, just like any other family, everybody has their ups and downs and, you know, sibling squabbles. But something that personally hurt me was one of my siblings telling me that she directly was sending spiritual attacks to me. And, you know, I didn't really think anything of it until I came across another YouTuber's page, which I think Nothing Happens by Chance. And she gave 3 different instances where she was, providing different rituals to break spiritual attacks. And it really just, everything just kind of have been coming to me, showing me that, yes, those spiritual attacks are real and that I should take them as real and do something about it. So yesterday for the new moon in Libra, my best friend and I did some rituals to break the curses that were sent to me. And I personally did want to banish the curses that my sister sent my way. So immediately after doing the ritual, I felt like literally a pressure relieved from me. It was a ritual I literally wrote yesterday. I felt moved by it. I felt powerful after I wrote it. And I felt that it worked. I know that it worked. And I'm just happy to see moving forward what life is going to look like with those spiritual curses removed from my life. So I'm just really happy, and I'm happy that I ran across your video where you're asking people to share their testimonies. So I'm sharing mine. This is something that I don't normally do. This is so out of my element, but everything happens for a reason. So I am sharing, and yeah, thank you for sharing your video. Thank you for sharing your talents. I've spent the night kind of going through your videos. Another YouTuber recommended me to your channel, so I am tuning in and sharing. So thank you, and have a beautiful day.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for the super chat as well. Yeah, somebody was like, damn, like your own sister. But let me tell you something, guys. It be the people that are closest to you. I've heard stories where someone's own brother or someone's own mom has done this stuff to them. Okay. No one is excluded. People just do it. You know what I mean? And you can't be in denial when stuff like this happens, because you got to protect. The first thing you have to do when protecting yourself from spiritual attacks is getting out of denial. Because the longer you're in denial, the longer you're going to be caught up in that web. It's just that simple. So you ask God for your confirmations, your validations, and once you get it, you remove yourself from the person. You don't have to talk to them. You can still love them, because God wants us to forgive. He wants us to love. But you don't have to associate yourself with them. You don't have to talk to them. It could be your own sister. It could be your own brother. It could be your own mother. Anyone that is trying to hurt you or harm you or block you, it's best to keep your distance from that person, period. You know what I mean? Because it's people can say, well, that's blood. Yeah, but they're not thinking it's blood before they're attacking you. If that's the case, they should think that way too. That's my family. I'm not going to attack my family. They shouldn't be thinking like that, like attacking you and all that. They shouldn't be doing all that. So you got to protect yourself. Remember, it's your life. You're living your life. It's up to you to evolve and get to where you have to get to. It's up to you to fulfill your purpose, and you can't depend on nobody to live your life for you. So if you have to remove yourself from those blocking you, the best thing to do is to remove yourself from those blocking you. Ever since I removed myself from people who've been blocking me, I've succeeded. I've been doing a lot better in my life. You know what I mean? Yeah, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a phone line where I'm going to start taking calls, okay? We're going to do this in the next live. I think this will be amazing. Thank you so much for the super chat. I think this is going to be so amazing to take phone calls. And we'll do some video calls too. If you guys are interested in doing video calls, we can do that. I may even do some reaction videos for you guys where we watch some clips and we do the reaction videos. I may even decode movies on live. If you guys want to decode movies on live, we can do that as well. It's easier for me. I don't have to go through that whole editing process. You know what I mean? But yeah, so let's listen to what someone else has to say relating to their testimony. Okay.
Hey, Stephanie. It's Lilith Rose, and I wanted to share my experience about being spiritually attacked. I have a few stories, but this story, or this experience, I should say, stands out the most amongst the things that I experienced. So this was probably about, I want to say, 7 years ago. My son was quite young, and it's disgusting that somebody would even do something like this. And, they know that you have young children around, and it's just disgusting. Anyway, so, I know people have experienced those dreams, quote unquote, where you are lying down and you're feeling like somebody's holding you down or something is holding you down, and you feel like immobilized, right? You just can't move. And I've had a few dreams like that during my life. But this one particular time, I was in my bed, and my son was sleeping beside me, and he was 3, as I mentioned, and I could not move. I felt this force holding me down, like something was sitting on me, and I happened to be able to look, because the only thing you can really move are your eyes. And at the bottom of my bed, I saw 3 demons. They were cloaked with red like robes, like they had the cloaks, and their faces, you can see their faces. It was just all black, but they had their hands kind of, their hands like intertwined in front of them, and they were talking about me. And after I finally, came to, and I was able to, free myself after some struggle, I went researching like crazy of, what this was. And this was before my awakening, okay? This is before my real commitment to Jesus, like giving my life to him. I was always a believer, but my faith wasn't as strong. Like I always knew there was a God, but I was just like, yeah, there's God, and, going about my life. And not really, I didn't have a personal relationship with him. And I was like, this has to stop, because it was happening to me so frequently at this point. But that was the first time I had saw any entities actually show up, and in my home, in my room with my innocent sleeping, child beside me. And I was like, this is wrong, right? So I did some research, and I finally came across a website, and I think I can't remember. It could have been like Reddit or like one of the forums. It was a forum, that much I know. And someone said, the next time that happens, say Jesus, even if you can only say it in your head and you can't move your mouth. And I said, okay. So what had happened to me next, I didn't see any entities the last time it happened, but excuse me, I did see, I did sense a negative presence. And actually, I'm remembering another event like this, but anyway, so yeah. And so this time I said Jesus out loud, and I only had to say it once, and I was actually able to vocalize it this time, not just, say it in my head. And for about 4 years went by, I never had that experience again. They never returned. And I was free, I was free. And that's a big testimony for me. I knew at that time the power of Jesus's name. And I mean, those exorcist videos that we see, those movies when people pray and they call on Jesus and things like that, like, it is so true that there's power, not just in the blood, but there's power in Jesus' name. And I'm telling you, for people listening, like, God is 100% real. 100% real. Because for me to just simply say Jesus and never be bothered by those demons coming to visit me, you know, it's a miracle. It's a miracle of my life. And so they did, so other entities of course tried. And you know, here's the thing, it's not like you say Jesus, or you take one spiritual bath and then never expect to get attacked again. No, you actually have to keep up you know, your spiritual hygiene. Just as much, I always say to people, just as much as you brush your teeth in the morning and wash your face, or you have your night routine, you have to have a spiritual hygiene routine. Excuse me. And I speak about this too on my Instagram, right? You have to take care of your spiritual body as well. And so when they tried again 4 years later, this time it was a dark, it was almost like the Grim Reaper type of look. The other ones were exactly like the Grim Reaper, but they were in red robes instead, and this one was in a black robe, and it literally like tried to mount me. And this one was strong because I said Jesus. I had to say Jesus. First of all, I couldn't actually open my mouth, so I had to say it in my head. And I called on Jesus 3 times, and I noticed that the entity started to kind of this its strength started to wane. And then I also called out to my angel, to Archangel Michael, and that helped too. And so I haven't had an attack like that probably in like a year, because they've stepped up. They tried to step up in the past couple of years. But anyway, I just wanted to share that experience. If anyone is going through that they can try that to see if that helps them as well, because it certainly helped me. And all the glory to God, you know, all the glory to him, because honestly, before that I was tortured by those instances, being paralyzed in my sleep. And you know, we do astral travel, and I know sometimes our bodies get like kind of stuck, and that can cause it too. But when you feel a negative presence, and when you obviously see them like I did, you know, okay, something is going on. Like, I've never seen anything like this in my life. It was so real. So anyway, this is getting long, but I wanted to give the testimony that God is good. And yeah, thank you, Stephanie, again for doing all of this. Really appreciate it. Take care, everyone.
My God. She said she dropped gems, literally, because it's the truth. Like, when I was going through stuff like that where my body was stuck, and I would say, Jesus, Jesus, instant release. Literally, instant release, you know? And that reminds me, remember I told you guys when I went to Greece and the same woman tried to attack me and Jesus came through and he was like, leave. As soon as he said leave, whatever was closing in on my heart, because she was trying to, it felt like whatever she sent to me was closing my heart, like squeezing my heart. My chest was like tight. It released. As soon as Jesus came and said leave, I felt the release and I was able to sleep that whole night, you know? So like, guys, your relationship with God is extremely important, you know, being on this spiritual journey. And because you're not going to get out of this spiritual journey. You have these gifts for a reason. You were chosen to have these gifts for a reason, right? So if you're going to be, you know, using your gifts, you know, God's going to give you your gifts and you're going to use your gifts to help yourself, you got to make sure that you put God first and you have God assisting you and helping you throughout the way. Okay. So important to have that relationship, you know? But yeah, see, another person with the hooded figures, it's like, that's, you heard it for yourself. Like, everybody's experienced the hooded figure, you know, and these are the entities. And sometimes these are the individuals who are attacking you. If they come to you in your dreams, sometimes these are the individuals who are attacking you, but they disguise themselves as the hooded figure. For example, Snow White. You notice that her mother disguised herself in a hooded figure, right? So it's the same concept. Sometimes they will come in your dreams and they will come disguised as a hooded figure. I've seen my enemies literally in the corners peeking at me, and they would have a hooded figure on and they're like this in my dream, just like this, just spying on me. And that's when I would know that, okay, I would wake up and like, okay, I know they're watching me now, so I gotta, I gotta pray more. I gotta cleanse more. You know what I mean? So yeah, craziness, guys. Craziness. You know what it is? Destiny. Destiny says she struggles with praying because it feels repetitive and boring. It kind of feels robotic. Here's why. Okay. The thing about it is we tend to, and I'm guilty of this. I did this in the past before. When I would pray, I would change my voice. Like, God, I would go from this to when I get on my knees, dear God. No, you're not supposed to do that. Come to God raw, like yourself. Come to God as you. Don't be repetitive. Like the way I'm talking to you right now, talk to God the way I'm talking to you right now. Come to God as you. The way you talk to your friends, the way you talk, like God is like your mother, your father, your best friend, your uncle, your auntie, your grandmother. God is everybody, everything to you. Right? So you come to God as you. You don't have to be, robotic or repetitive or anything like that. Like sometimes I'll lay in my bed and just be talking to God as I'm laying in my bed, like, God, guess what happened today? Oh my God. And then I'll literally say like, the S word. I'll be like, shit. And then I'll be like, oh shoot, my bad. My bad. Okay. I gotta watch my language. It's like I'm talking to my parent, but I'm still being myself, right? So just remember that when you talk to God, be yourself. Don't change your voice and act different. Be you, because God knows. Like, okay, why are you changing your voice upon me? You were just loud and rowdy downstairs. Now all of a sudden, hi. You can't do that with God. Just be you. Be 100% you. Be 100% you. And because God, I'm telling you, God loves you for who you are. And God is very lenient. Sometimes I'm like, damn, like I don't even deserve, the love that I get sometimes. And he's like, stop it. You deserve it. He has to check me. Like, you deserve it. Stop. We all deserve God's love, So yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean, Destiny. I know what you mean. But the reason why it sounds like that is because when people pray, they feel like they have to pray in a structured way. They have to speak a certain way. They have to say a certain thing. And that's not the case. God wants you to be you. God wants you to be you. He knows every hair on your body. Like, so you cannot come to him with that sweet voice and he's going to think that you're being yourself. No, he knows you're coming to him with a sweet voice because that's what you think you're supposed to do. No, just come to him as you. Come to him as you. Just like how you're talking to us right now. Be like, God, why is it when I pray it feels like it's robotic? Can you please assist me? Help me. Like, that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do, Yeah. Yeah, man. So, yes, God is listen. Yes, we're supposed to fear God. And it's not the kind of fear that people think it is. Because I questioned this in the past too. I was like, God, why are we supposed to fear you? Aren't you love? Like, why do we have to fear you? And I started to learn what that meant. Okay. And he doesn't want us to fear him as in like, we have to fear praying to God. We don't feel worthy to pray to God and all of that. No, the fear that he wants us to have is like, you're a child. Your mother says don't do something and you do it. You're like, damn, I shouldn't have did that. I'm going to get in trouble. I don't want to let my mom down. I don't want to let my dad down. You ever had the feeling where you don't want to let you don't want to let someone down because you love them so much. They're your world and you don't ever want to let them down. So you have that fear of letting them down. That's the kind of fear you're supposed to have for God. You don't ever want to let God down. That's what the fear is, right? It's not about, fearing, praying to God. No, you're supposed to pray to God. If anything, you should fear not praying to God. Like, damn, if I don't pray to God, I'm letting God down. Like that, that's the kind of fear God wants you to have. The respect, the respect factor, right? Like you would never want to let, someone that loves you. Let me give you guys an example, okay? Because I know a lot of you guys are going to relate to this. Those who have a partner, husband or wife or a twin flame or whatever, we don't want to let our twin flames down, right? Or our husbands or our wives. We don't want to let them down because it's like damn, I love this person so much. I don't want to let you down. I don't want to do anything to possibly hurt you or to let you down. I want you to be proud of me. I want you to be happy, with me, etc. It's you have to have that same respect. If you can have respect like that for your husband, for your wife, for your mother, your father, you don't want to let them down because because you have that fear. You got to have that same respect for God. You know what I mean? If anything, even more respect. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like that. And then I'm telling you, the more you build your relationship, you're going to be getting instructions every way, like every step of the way for your path, like where you're supposed to be, what God wants you to do. And you just follow these instructions. Like if God says, Steph, you have to go do this today, and I forget to do it, I have this fear in me, like, damn, oh my God, I forgot to do this today. I'm going to go pray and ask God to forgive me. I don't want to let God down. And God be like, chill. It's okay. Just do it tomorrow. Like God will be like, chill. Okay, just chill. But because I got so strong with my relationship, little things I do, I'm afraid I messed up. And it's like, oh my God, I hope I didn't mess up by doing this. And he just says, relax, you're okay. Because when he's serious, you'll know he's serious because he'll step in and be like, no. Like you'll know. It's one of those things where you're like forced to do it, and you'll see a vision or you'll see something that's telling you got to do this now. And he'll show you what's going to happen if you don't do it. And then that will push you to do it. Okay. That's how God is. He's that strict parent, but he's also the loving parent that says, it's okay. I'm going to let that slide, but you got to get up and get it done tomorrow because I need you to get to this place by this time so you can fulfill this for me. Like, so I'm telling y'all, just build your relationship with God and be yourself. I know people are like, hey, you're not supposed to swear. You're not supposed to say damn. Like, I don't even swear like that. I don't say the F word or the B word or anything like that, but I say damn a lot. And everyone's like, hey, you're not supposed to swear when you're talking to God. You're not supposed to say damn. You're not supposed to say this and say that. But I know it comes from a good place. I don't say it to be disrespectful. You know what I mean? I know it comes from a good place. That's just me being Stephanie. I'm not gonna pretend to be someone else. I want God to see the raw me. God knows the raw me. So if I can talk to you guys raw like this, I gotta talk to God raw like that too. I can't, because God knows. You know what I mean? I can't come to God as a different person. He's gonna be like, why are you putting on this mask when it comes to me? But you can talk to all your friends and all your followers. You can talk to everybody else as you, but you gotta come to me with a mask on? So you gotta be 100% honest with God. 100%. Go to him as you. And honestly, Destiny, just be in the shower and talk to God. Brush your teeth. I talk to God when I'm brushing my teeth. Like, I'll be talking to God in my head, brushing my teeth and stuff, I'll talk to God when I'm driving the car. I'll talk to God in the grocery store. Sometimes people look at me like, what is this girl doing? And I'll pull out my phone like, yeah, girl. And no one's on the phone, but I'll be like, yeah, girl, just to play it off so I don't look crazy. I was talking to God in my kitchen one time. And the neighbor, my window was open. The neighbor is watching me, like, because I'm walking around my kitchen like this and just talking to God. And, I'm very like, sometimes I'm just like that. I'm just my hands. When I talk, I use my hands a lot. I'm just all over the place. And the neighbor is looking, and I picked up my phone and I went like this with my phone. And then I put it down just so they can think that someone's on the phone, because I'm like, damn, I don't want no one thinking I'm crazy or anything. But yeah. Just be yourself, guys. I'm telling you, God, be yourself. Just be yourself with God. I'm telling you, Jesus is chill. When I say Jesus is chill, he's chill. I'll watch movies and I'll think about the movies in my head and I'll see a vision of him laughing. He'll be clapping his hands. He's super chill. He's super chill. Like he showed me like what hairstyles to do, how to do my makeup. He showed me Fenty Beauty the other day. I'm like, why is my skin so dry? I'm like, it's winter time. My skin is dry and my go-to makeup is not doing it for me. I wake up in the morning, as you're waking up and you start seeing like visions before you wake up. I started seeing Rihanna's makeup. I'm like, why am I seeing Rihanna's makeup? Mind you, I have a bunch of Fenty makeup, but I don't really wear it because when I wore Fenty makeup in the summertime, my skin was extremely oily, right? So I didn't wear it. I just had it. And what he showed me was use Fenty. And I said, okay, I'm going to try Fenty. I used the Fenty makeup doing the makeup video. And I kid you not, this makeup made my skin feel so hydrated. I'm like, You know why it made my skin oily in the summertime? Because it's not a summertime foundation. It's a wintertime foundation. So God was literally telling me, this is what you have to wear this winter for your skin to look like that, to be hydrated. So it's these little things like that. He will guide you in every step of the way. God, put God first for everything. He will guide you every step of the way down to don't forget to go to the store and buy trash bags tomorrow. Don't forget to clean out your garage. Don't forget to don't forget tomorrow's garbage day. Like he reminds you the littlest things. So I'm telling you, he's like your parent, your husband, your wife, your father, your sister. God is everybody. He's your best friend. Like, yeah. Oh, that Fenty video is dropping tomorrow. Let me just tell you that, okay? It's dropping tomorrow. I did some stuff on my eyes yesterday and I was shocked. I shocked myself, okay? I shocked myself. And had I not listened, I wouldn't have had that video. I wouldn't have had that video. So see why you have to listen? You have to listen. I'm telling you. So let's listen to the last recording that I have from one of my subscribers relating to their experience. Okay? Hold on a second.
Hey, how's it going, AG? So as far as spiritual attacks go, they come in many different ways. My guides and my angels, when they first started, I was in denial because I did not think that magic actually worked. It wasn't until actually that I heard your channel that I became aware of that sort of thing. And so my guides and my angels were warning me through dreams, through visions, and I was in denial for a very long time until I couldn't deny it anymore. But the different ways that it has happened, dream space is a big way that they come through. I'll see them in my dream space. But the very first show that me and my twin played together, we were both in a band together. Our very first show, I lost my voice, and I was a vocalist, and he hurt his hand, and he was the guitar player. And that was 10 years ago, and I did not even really know, I had no idea about magic till about 3 years ago. So when I heard from on your channel. So that happened way back then. And this last year, the same thing happened again. And this was the last time that I actually even had contact with my twin. Our last rehearsal last year, I lost my voice and he hurt his arm. And that's when I was just like, I'd already known the magic was happening, but I knew instantly. But I was tripping out because I didn't think that 10 years ago that was going on. Other times that it's happened are one time I woke up and I literally I felt so depleted energetically that I didn't even have enough strength to pray. And I just remember it was before I had bought your bath salts. I got up, I grabbed the salt, and I ran into the bath. I started praying the rosary. And it lifted. It was able to be lifted. And then other than that, like another example is I posted a picture of myself that I had lost a bunch of weight. And then that day forward, the next month after that, I exercised every day, did not go off my diet once, and I did not lose 1 pound. And that's when I caught on to the weight gain spells. And I was like, oh my God, they were coming in and making it so that, and I knew, that had happened before. But I didn't, I even told myself, don't post this picture, and I did, and it happened again. There was that. And then fatigue spells, when you wake up and you just feel like I cannot, I cannot do my exercise today. I cannot get up and do what I have to do today. Just total drainage of energy, and hopelessness is a big one. Trying to cast the shadow of hopelessness is a huge one. But I think that's all that I can remember. But thank you so much for doing this this segment, because I think it's so important, and And your ability to speak out about these things has helped me so, so much. So thank you. And I'm sending you lots of love.
Oh, you're welcome, love. Thank you for speaking out. Yes, guys, I told you guys about the fatigue spells, which is what's also this. They disguise Beauty and the Beast as that. Not me, sorry, Sleeping Beauty. So the fatigue spell is actually in Sleeping Beauty. You know, the she touches the spin wheel and she falls asleep. That's what it's disguised as, right? It's actually a fatigue spell that the queen did. So that happens a lot. It's like you'll wake up in the morning and feel like you did not even sleep. Okay, like you didn't sleep at all. And you could have went to bed at 8 o'clock. You wake up, you're tired. You can't get out of bed for nothing. Then there's a beauty spell where you gain weight, or you just start having bad odor, or you start breaking out with pimples and you don't know where it's coming from. Magic will do that to you. They will send beauty spells to affect your physique, affect the way you look, affect your hygiene, all of that. And they do that to keep. They mainly do that if you have like a partner, or if they're trying to break you and your partner up, or if they don't want someone to come to you or to approach you. They'll do things to push the person away, right? I know there's times where I would be sleeping and I'm communicating with my twin, and we have like the telepathy. So we're communicating and they will literally disguise their voice as my voice, and they'll say some things to him, and I'll hear like myself speaking to him, and he'll be like, "Why'd you say that?" And I'm like, "I did not say nothing." It wouldn't even be me speaking. It's the entities, whatever these people are doing, it's them disguising themselves as me and saying some really messed up things to him, pretending it's me. And the whole time he would think it's me. It's only now he's found out what's really been going on. And this is like recently God has been showing him everything, right? But it took a while for him to actually see what's been going on. There's been times where I would hear him say these horrible, messed up things to me, and I'm there mad at him. I'm thinking, oh my God, how can you say that to me? Like he would say some really messed up things to me, only to find out it wasn't even him. They were disguising themselves as him. And how do I know that now? Because when we communicate through telepathy, right? I will hear something messed up and he'll literally come in right after and say that wasn't me. And I'll know it wasn't him, right? And then they've done it to me too, where they've pretended to be me and they would say certain things and upset him, and then he would realize it wasn't even me. That's the kind of stuff they would do. You know, so yeah, she's gone through stuff like that too, where she's saying that her, you know, when I was going through attacks, my weight dropped completely. You know what I mean? I was like 90 pounds. Okay. And there's times where like I would gain massive weight and I didn't know where it was coming from, you know, or my hair would fall out. There's someone that said that their hair started falling out. I spoke to her the other day. I told her what to do, and she contacted me today and said it's finally growing back. She took my advice and her hair is growing back now, you know. So they will do things to really ruin your physique. You know, when I would post makeup videos, I noticed that when I posted makeup videos, every time I posted a makeup video, the next day I would get sick. I kid you not. I would get sick. Or when I had to go on Patreon, you know, I would get sick right before I had to go on Patreon. I'm all of a sudden sick. So they monitor your schedules. They monitor, they harass your social media. They stalk your emails. They stalk everything, and they watch everything you do, and they wait for the right time to attack. Oh, she's going to go on this tomorrow. I'm going to block her. Oh, she posted a makeup video. I'm mad because she's doing this. I'm going to block her. You know, whenever I'm on vacation, I gotta wait till I come back from vacation to post about my vacation. I can't post while I'm there. I did it before, and every time I did it, they would try to attack me. So it's just so sad at the things that people would actually do, and the levels that they would stoop to, you know, just because of envy and jealousy. It's just disturbing. You know what I mean? Somebody asked me, they asked me a question. I want to actually... I want to actually highlight this question because I'm gonna clarify this. This is very important for people to hear. Where is it? See if I can find it. It's a very important question. I think I should highlight it for you guys. Hope I could find it. Okay. Oh, do you guys hear me? Okay, the microphone is... Okay, I thought the microphone was mute the whole time. I'm like, did I keep the microphone mute? Okay, I can't find the question. But this person, I forgot her name. I gotta find the question. She said, Stephanie, do you still have guides? Spirit guides. Okay, so I'm gonna clarify something. Okay. Ever since I've been doing my channel, I've always been a follower of God. If you guys notice, I've always spoke about God in every single one of my videos. Okay, even when I was doing tarot in the past, I always spoke about God. I never left God, period. I never stepped away from God. I started doing that after I got baptized. Okay, and God was was with me every step of the way until He said, "Okay, your time is up. You can't do this no more. Now you have to listen to me now." I was lenient with you, and I said, "Okay, I'm going to listen now." So God has never left my side. He's always been with me, and I've always mentioned God in everything that I do. Right? Spirit guides. Okay, guides are someone assisting you. I'm a guide for some of you guys. I'm a physical guide, right? A spirit guide does not always mean that it's some type of ghost or an evil person. A spirit guide can be your guardian angel. God sends us guardian angels all the time to assist us. I have a guardian angel by the name of, I call him Chief, and he's a guardian angel of God. And Chief is still 100% here. He's my world, okay? But because now I've been listening to God and I've gotten closer to God, I can hear God. I can get my messages from God 100% direct. I was getting them direct before. Nothing's changed. It's just I've been getting them a lot more stronger and I'm able to actually understand them. So Chief doesn't need to clarify anything as much as he did in the past because now I have this direct contact with God where God can send me a message. I understand 100% right away what he's saying. If I ever feel confused or I'm like, damn, like, was that a message from God or was that the devil trying to tempt me or what? That's when Chief will come in and be like, don't listen to that. Pray. Like Chief will say, go and pray. Go and pray right now and get confirmation. Or no, don't listen to that message. Or didn't God tell you to do this last night? Don't forget. Chief is still there. It's just that my relationship with God got a lot stronger. He doesn't need to advocate. He doesn't have to be the middleman trying to like help make sure I get things done. But he was the guardian angel that has been assisting me this whole time throughout this journey. And he's still here. Okay. He still gets me up in the morning and stuff like that, So, guides can be your great grandmother. God can send you your great grandmother through a dream to communicate a message to you. My great grandmother came to me in a dream and she gave me the Book of Solomon to read. And I read the whole Book of Solomon. She's a guide. She's a spirit guide, right? She's a guardian angel. Chief is a guardian angel, So guides don't always, people say guides are bad. What is a guide? A guide is someone that's guiding you. How is someone guiding you bad? Unless they're guiding you down the wrong path. Okay, but then that's really up to you to use your own discernment. And that's where prayer comes in. That's when you got to ask God, was that person I saw in my dream last night an angel or was it a demon? And God will confirm that for you, right? So, guides can be physical as well. I have a lot of guides who are physical, who I've never met, who've come into my dreams and who've helped me in my dreams. But I know they're physically here, but I just haven't met them. There's a lot of people who were guiding me before I even started a YouTube channel. And then I've met them on YouTube and they're like, damn, I saw you before you even came on here, So a guide is someone that is assisting you, but you got to pray about who's assisting you. You got to use your discernment. And that's where prayer comes in. That's where your relationship with God comes in, because you need God to be the center of your relationship, because he has to make sure that those that are in your lives are there for the right reasons, right? Yes. So you're alone on the journey. Wow. Guys, let's all send out a prayer, okay, for Sela. For Danielle, okay, who's alone on this journey. Yeah, Chief is funny. He's strict. He is strict. Amen at Mex. Yes. Let me, how do I don't know what I did. I'm learning this. I'm still learning this. Like it was bigger before. I don't know how I shrunk it. Um, yep. Why is it so small? Is it small? Let me see if I can get it bigger. Oh, there we go. How do I get it bigger? Yeah, and one thing God told me too was he said like when you start doing what I need you to do, he was like, don't judge. I noticed that when people transition and they change and or they start doing new things, I noticed that they start judging people who were doing what they were doing in the past, and you can't do that. You cannot do that, you know? So I don't judge anybody. Period. You know what I mean? We all learn. We all go through our experiences, and no one's better than anybody. We're all on this journey. We're not on the same journey, but we're all on a spiritual journey, you know? So it's really important not to judge people. It's small. Okay, I gotta figure out how to fix it. I don't know what I clicked something. Okay, I clicked something. I gotta figure out. I can see your comments, but they're just small. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did. Oh. Did I do it? Oh, let's see if it worked. Oh, it worked. It's bigger now. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. You know. Oh, thank you. This app, for those who want the tea, this is called Ecamm. This is what everybody on YouTube is using. It's called Ecamm. It's really good. I'm learning it. You know, I just got it yesterday and I played around with it for 30 minutes yesterday, played around with it for 20 minutes today. You know, so I'm learning it. I can't wait to do more stuff with this. It's actually exciting. It's fun. I'm doing this more often, okay? Because this is fun. This is actually really fun. You know, I want to watch some videos with you guys, and I want to actually put in my 2 cents in some of these videos. There's a couple of videos that have been really, you know, picking at me, okay? Like that I just want to I want to talk about. So we're going to do that. Drop the top edge. How do you break a twin flame contract? Listen, I don't think you could. That's God. That's God. Like, you got to talk to God about that. I had to talk to God about my situation. I'm like, what do I need to do? Like, how do I release myself from this? It's too painful. It's a struggle. I don't know what to do. He doesn't believe me. I'm being treated like shit. Like, what's going on here? And then 2 years later, the whole journey changed for the positive. You know, now the truth is out. You know what I mean? And I can sleep better at night. He can sleep better at night. You know, we both gotten closer to God. So in the moment, you feel like you want to break the contract. You feel like you don't want to be a part of it because of the horrible times, you know. But I'm telling you, things always change. Okay? Things always change. But this is why you got to pray and you got to ask God to help you, because God will definitely speak to this other person for you. Right? And they will eventually listen. They will hear. They may be hard-headed in the beginning, but they'll eventually catch on. The truth always comes out, you know? Thank you, Robin. Oh, Robin's just blessing me with super chats. Oh, that's what I did. Okay, I figured it out, guys. See, Robin came and saved the day. I figured it out. Okay? I figured it out. Yeah, it's lonely most of the time. But yes, I do. I like it too, Danielle. I like it too. I like it too. Wait till you guys see the makeup video tomorrow. And this makeup tutorial is funny too. It's funny too. Like I have more funny things for you guys. I'm not gonna give you guys the scoop, but I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of. Okay, let's just say that my upcoming videos, there's gonna be a lot of role playing. Okay, a lot of role playing, and it's gonna be funny. Okay, it's gonna be funny, and I'm gonna do some things that's gonna give you guys, you know, a lot more understanding as to what's happening on the journey. Okay, and it's gonna be funny. Aww. Yes, guys. So listen, I'm gonna have to leave soon. Actually, I'm gonna have to leave right now. It's 10 o'clock. And I'm coming back on. Like, this is lit. I like it. It's fun. I'll talk more into the camera. I'll get used to it. I'll get used to it. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. You guys want to, if you guys listen, the chit chat with Stephanie email, it's not just about your personal experience. If you guys have any videos that you feel like, listen out, Steph, like, what's your opinion about this? Like, can we talk about this? This is a good topic. Like, if you see any videos floating around on YouTube or any podcasts or anything that you guys want me to kind of put in my 2 cents about, because you know me, I put in my 2 cents about anything, okay? Let me know. Because we may just have like nights where, thank you, Shelby, where I just come on and we just talk about things. You know what I mean? We just talk. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the Kevin Samuels video. Did you guys see the Kevin Samuels video? Did y'all see that? Because, yeah, I want to put my 2 cents in with that. You know? I want to put in my 2 cents. Definitely. Oh, the brushes. Soon, Destiny, soon. I'm just waiting for some stuff. Soon. Waiting for some final touches. But I've been using them. And not only that, but for me to drop anything relating to beauty or makeup or anything like that, I got to make sure I'm using my own products for a consistent time period or period of time before I even put it out there for you guys. Like, if I'm going to give you guys something, I want it to be good quality. I don't want to give you guys no cheap brushes, you know, that's going to be, you know, falling apart in like 2 months. No, I got to make sure if I'm using the brushes, I'm using them for a consistent time. That way, when you guys have the brushes, you guys can get your money's worth. It's lasting you a long time. I've had these brushes since August and they're still in good condition. So I'm just continuously just testing out all my products before I even put it out there for you guys. I'm not going to just buy something and slap a label on it to make a quick buck. That's not how I roll. For those talking about, oh, she just wants money. If I really just wanted money, I would have all my tarot videos on my channel still, and I would still have my 11 million, 12 million views, and I'd still be getting a check from that. So eat that. You know? So yes, haters can eat that. Stop assuming and do your research and get some facts straight first. But yeah. Yeah, when I get products for you guys, I have to make sure that I use them. I got to make sure that I have them for a consistent time. I got to make sure they're good because I want, when I'm putting stuff out there, it has to be quality. That's one thing about me. It has to be quality, you know? But you're going to get the whole Steph collection. Yeah, I'm starting everything. I got skincare I'm working on. I got beauty products I'm working on. My cards are almost done. I thought I was going to have my cards done in like 2 months. It took me like almost 7 months to get my cards done because God showed me certain images that he wanted for certain scriptures. And I had to make sure I got everything on point, down to the color, down to the border. I had to make sure everything was exactly how I saw it in my vision because, you know, so it took a lot longer than I expected. Is he a pastor? No, Kevin Samuels is not a pastor. He's not a pastor. You know, we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna bring the video up and we're gonna talk about it. You know, he basically this is from what I'm hearing. So I gotta watch more videos to kind of see what's going on so I can have a real honest opinion about it. I don't want to just put my opinion out there based on what everybody else is saying. So I gotta watch the videos and I gotta see for myself what's going on. But I'm hearing he has a channel that really degrades women or, you know, makes women feel less of themselves. And, you know, so I'm basically saying that if you're an average looking woman, there's no way you're going to end up with a person that makes 6 figures or more. It doesn't matter if you make 6 figures, you're never going to end up with someone like that because a man who makes 6 figures or more does not want an average looking woman. And it's like, that's a lie. Because I have a friend who's a millionaire and he dates average women. So, you know, it's like... It's a lie. But anywho, I gotta watch more videos to see what's going on before I put in my full 100% 2 cents and all that. But Yes, guys. So I'm gonna leave because I have to go. It's 10 o'clock. Well, 10:09 now. I gotta wash off my makeup, take a shower. I gotta get some food in my system. I gotta get up early so I can get some Christmas stuff done. But I love you guys so much. I will be back. And yeah, if you guys have any ideas or any videos you want to send me, you want me to kind of decode or you want me to look at, and I'll definitely, because I can play videos live on here. You guys can watch the videos and we can talk about it as we go, you know? Don't hesitate to send me anything, okay? But yes, guys. So I'll see you guys soon. I love you guys. The chat is a bit delayed, but I guess I'll see it after. So I love you guys and be safe, okay? I'm going to say bye, but let me see the bye. Let me see hands saying bye first. I don't want to just cut you guys off. I will love. I'm going to watch the full thing, gamers. I'm going to watch the full thing. I'm going to watch the full thing. You know? Okay, good night, guys. Love you guys. Be safe, okay? Oh, this chat is all the way at the top. Bye, guys.